You are listening to the EVP Podcast.
And we're back with episode 201 of the EVP Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ghosty.
I'm Beaker.
And I'm the infamous DVO.
Back for a second round.
Back-to-back episodes.
Yay! He came back more than 50 episodes. Less than 50 episodes.
Perfect.
So I just wanted to mention something really quick. Last episode, we had a bunch of feedback on episode 200. We had Nicole.
Good feedback.
Good feedback. Nicole, the Queen of Cryptids, said she needs more Brandy stories. And then we also had a bunch of comments on YouTube from a newer listener. And I can tell you exactly what she said. She did mention, one of the things she mentioned is, we were kind of worried about this. I tried to cut it out the best I could, but we were recording at the Provo library, and there were some announcements that were made in the background towards the end of the episode, because
they're like, we're closing in 15 minutes. Like, oh gosh,
yeah, shut up.
Luckily, it wasn't very loud on the episode, so if you didn't catch it, you're not missing anything.
No, there was definitely someone that caught it though, and they commented on it because apparently every time they made the announcement, I made a face. And I went back and watched, and I 100% did. Anytime they made the announcement, I just kind of like looked up. I was looking up at the ceiling, like, and she said, "Oh, here's the exact comments." So did we reply? Oh no, she replied. Okay, so she had one comment that says, "How does the other life still exist once you cross over if it's totally different and you won't remember anything if that life is over? So how does she know that she had multiple past lives if the energy is gone?" I can kind of answer that question. Do you have any theories?
Well, energy wouldn't be gone. But, I mean, you can still remember some of your past lives.
It's just like your subconscious still exists. It still has the memories from your past lives, in my opinion, from what I understand. And there's no like data or anything to back any of this up, but there's a couple different ways. There's the quantum hypnosis healing technique that people offer where they can help you learn more about your past lives. People like Brandy, who are at the level of sensitivity that she has, she's able to recall all of those herself, just reading her energy or conversing with her higher self.
Interesting.
She said she was a little confused with the reincarnation section, but it was a very interesting, great episode. And then she goes, "Oh wait, no, she didn't mention it was in a hypnotic state." And she also said she would curious to know if her boyfriend's son is earthbound and angelic. That's something I could probably answer in like a private conversation because I haven't really looked into that. So I don't know for sure. And then the last one the comment she made was my face that I made every time the announcements went on. We did have someone reach out to us and said that they thought we had a couple EVPs. We went back and listened to them, and at first I thought they were because I was listening on just some little cheap Bluetooth headphones I have. Listening to them now when we were getting ready for the episode, it's the editing software that I used had kind of cut Brandy's voice out a little bit, so her voice came across in those two spots as an EVP.
Yeah.
Don't know why it did that, but yeah, I can see where they think it sounds like an EVP, but it's just Brandy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But having her on was great. I really appreciate her being there. It was a fun episode.
Thanks,
It
Brandy.
was. Learned a lot. And again, that's her understanding, her perspective. And so, we don't really have all the answers, but it is an interesting take for people's questions. And obviously people had questions because they were commenting on the YouTube channel. So that's awesome.
I like that we're getting activity on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yes. That was great.
Keep commenting.
But what she does. She comments on like every video. I try to respond the best I can. If not responding there, I'm responding here. I'll eventually respond on the YouTube channel.
But what do we do after that interview, though?
I believe at the end of the episode, I mentioned that we were going to do some investigating, and we did just that.
Yes.
Oh, Lions Main Park.
I think it's just Lions Park, but
Yeah, I think it is.
Is it with a Y or an I?
Like the animal. Rawr.
Okay.
It's named after the Lions Club that used to have their pancake breakfasts there.
That's
There
right.
was.
That's
They
right.
donated the pavilion there, and so
There's a bunch of plaques and monuments and stuff to them there.
We
It's
should go
really
for
cool.
pancakes one time.
We should. We could. The way that the pavilion's set up, there's a whole table set up for serving.
It's pretty cool.
So
it is actually a beautiful park. It was our second time investigating the park, by the way. We had
in
previously
less than
went
a
there.
week.
Yeah, so previously investigated it. Did that interview with Brandy since she lives out there. Then we went back and investigated again until the fuzz came and kicked us out.
Yeah, the fuzz came.
They sure did.
But it was very interesting. I showed my wife pictures from just Google Maps. I showed her pictures of the park. She's like, "Oh, that looks really nice." I'm like, "Actually, it looks really nice in the daytime. It's a little creepier at night, but in the daytime, it does look beautiful."
It has a creek that runs through it too. It's
Yeah, that's a nice park.
Here's the thing: is we barely found out about this park, probably 3 days before we did our first
Yes.
investigation. There, we were trying to find ideas for episode 200, and I was looking for local stuff that we could visit and talk about, and that didn't quite make it to episode 200. I think this was better for 201, but yeah, we legit found out about this place 3 days before. And the thing that I thought was most interesting, I don't want to speak for you two, but the reason why I wanted to go check it out is because of this gentleman who's written several articles over the last 20 years. Do you remember his name?
Not off the top of my head.
David.
I would
David
say.
something or other.
Fairy Bottom.
David Ferrybottom spoke of his fairy walks and his fairies that he does there at the park, but there's this whole bigger area that surrounds the park. It's like a square mile, and he's named it the Provo Vortex. And none of us have heard of this before, so we decided we wanted to go check it out.
Yeah, and due to it because of stories that he's said with other people of fairies and gnomes and things like that. Danny Stewart is his name. Sorry, Danny Stewart.
You were way off.
I said David. but Danny Stewart.
David Ferrybottom, aka Danny Stewart.
Yeah. So we thought, let's check it out. I mean, fairies and gnomes and trolls. I'm not saying that I don't believe in them. I'm just saying I'm highly skeptical to it. And I guess because I have my ideologies of what those things are.
Well, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
This is all European folklore.
Right.
It's like fairies? No way.
Yeah. Yeah. If I'm opening up to portals and vortexes, allowing things maybe to come in and out, and maybe they're not just here all the time and hiding in bushes, but they're just coming through portals, checking us out, and then hopping through, going back to wherever they're from. I'm thinking that's a possibility.
I'm thinking more like different dimensional, like interdimensional, but can he still see us?
Mm-hmm.
Like I learned about the first infrared vision and how infrared was at first black and red, but then they changed it to like black and white or green and black. But the reason why they changed it because the red, they were able to see different creatures that aren't there with that you can't see with your eyes.
I don't know if that's true.
The military, military was testing it and was freaking out the officers so bad they had to get rid of it and change the colors.
And where'd you read that?
This was military was where it was a TV program. I can't remember what show it was, but it was military that was talking about it and why they changed it from red to what it is now.
To green?
Yeah.
Do you know what year this was?
That they were doing the testing, I think it was in the 80s.
See, I play that skeptic here sometimes.
Well, this was military personnel saying it that it was
Right, but in the 80s, maybe they didn't fully understand the technology or what they were seeing.
Well, what
It could have just been pareidolia.
No, they were seeing the main creature that they would all see was this tall humanoid-like thing with long arms. And this one guy got freaked out so bad because there was two of them in front of him that he can't see with his eyes, but he could see with the infrared. And one of them came right at him and jumped through his body. And he freaked the hell out, I guess. But they changed the color and now they can't see those different creatures.
Well, now
anymore.
they need to change it back and do the
Well,
experiments
we gotta find the original infrared stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. One person has the story.
No. So throughout the military, a lot of people did. And I was actually telling the story to somebody and they were confirming it because their dad actually was part of that. Their dad had used those with the red ones.
Interesting. Red infrared. Interesting. I think
Well, that's why it was
night
called
vision,
infrared.
right?
Yeah, night vision, but it was called infrared because they were using red light.
Oh,
I mean, they still call it infrared. It still uses red light. It's just the way that we see it on the screen is different.
Yeah, so that's why they changed that.
I don't know. I just think of like Doom and like some pixelated creature come running.
yeah, interesting. Interesting.
But yeah, if anybody can get their hands on original infrared cameras, let us know.
Or no stories about what Ghosty's talking about.
Totally unrelated, but I got my hands on a 1999's Furby. I'm in the process of trying to restore it and getting it into working condition so I can take it ghost hunting.
The original AI.
The original AI.
That'll be an interesting tool to use.
I happened to do a house cleansing a couple days ago, and they had some old Furbies, and they gave me one. They said at one point, I guess their mom used to collect them, and they had like 50 different Furbies.
They were a hot commodity at one point.
She gave them all to like savers. She had 2 left, and she gave me one. So currently not working, but I look forward to getting it working. And
in '99, the hot commodity was Tickle Me Elmo or Furby. So that was your.
Well, this had to be it. All the stories I heard were from the original Furbies of people telling me that their shit was possessed.
And then they start talking.
Yeah,
in the middle of the night. Yeah.
I had one person tell me, that was the early 2000s when I was working as a manager at a retail store, and one of my employees told me their Furby woke up in the middle of the night and said, "I want to kill you."
Oh God!
And I'm just like, for the last couple of years, just really wanted a Furby to take ghost hunting, and now I have one. So once I get it working, I will give a status update on it.
Ghosty had a Teddy Ruxpin that you could put a cassette in, and it would play, and the mouth would move, and eyes would blink, and he was scared of that at night.
I don't know why either. Maybe it did something. I don't know.
It stared at you wrong.
Probably
twirled its head at me.
It smiled. It's like, let's play.
Fuck you, Teddy Ruxpin.
And the Chucky voice.
Right. Well, we investigated this park for 2 nights. Pretty eventful, I'll say. I mean, I had my ideologies of what fairies and gnomes and trolls are. Not really what I was expecting, because as we arrived to the park, there's a few people there out jogging around the park and just hanging out, just enjoying the evening. It was a nice night. The first thing I noticed, though, when we get there, is this huge lit up cross.
This thing is enormous.
So the park is down below a main street, but you can actually, from that main street, walk down or walk up, and it's lit up with lights. I'm assuming for safety. It's lit up with lights for safety. But then halfway up, there's a landing. Actually, a little higher than halfway up, there's a little bit of a landing. So at the right angle, it looks like a huge lit up cross.
Well, angle, just straight on.
Yeah.
Straight up. Well, from the other end of the park. As soon as you get closer, you can obviously see the incline of the stairs and whatnot. But we parked at the farther away parking lot. When the first night we got there, I was just like, why the hell is there a huge cross on the side of the mountain?
But if you go to our social media, you see the selfie we took of it there, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But that's at EVP.pod, by the way. And you can see it. But first thing I noticed.
So some of the things that people have reported at this park while on these fairy walks are just like people that live nearby, because like I said, this whole Provo Vortex is said to be about a square mile. So pretty big. And a lot of the hotspots or focal point are in Lions Park. And there's been people that said that like they'll have missing time. They'll be walking through the park and all of a sudden they're on the other end of the park and they don't remember doing that. There's been people that have been working out in their yards and they see like little gnome like people standing in their yard. I think they said in one of the articles, and I can link the articles.
Run them over with the lawnmower.
But they, I think someone said like one of the gnomes kind of like tipped their hat or something at them, and then they just went about doing their thing. People say that when they're on these fairy walks, they hear like music from otherworldly music not from Earth or not from our plane of existence. A lot of fairies. And we're just like, no way. Let's go check it out.
Yeah, we had to check it out for ourselves. Right away, we were walking on a trail the first night. We're walking on a trail path, and Ghosty, you kind of feel some energy. You feel something.
Yeah, I felt the energy change in a certain spot of the trail. And then later we had confirmed with our good friend Randy that there was some giant, what is it? Giant wolves? Some big
No,
wolves.
some wolf-like dogs.
Yeah.
So I FaceTimed with Brandy and had her walk around with us. There was a man standing on the side of the fence near where you were feeling the energy shift with two wolf-like dogs.
Yeah.
That's what you just said.
Yeah.
And he was just standing there. He wasn't really doing anything.
Yeah. For some reason, I wasn't getting an energy shift from him, but I did with those big dogs.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And then, as you said, you FaceTimed her and you kind of gave her a tour of the park as we kind of walked around, and she could sense something by a garage, but it was in a neighbor's house, so we didn't want to go into their yard and investigate their yard.
Yes, she said that one was a earth elemental, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And the funny thing, too, is how she's like, well, you're not going to find any fairies because that's all like European folklore stuff. And then she goes, oh, there's fairies.
Yeah. She's like, that's odd that people are saying there's fairies there because they're all in Europe and like England, Scotland, Ireland, that part of the world. And as we, like you said, as we continued our tour, we got back closer to our parking lot where we parked. And she's like, wait, can you point at that tree right there? I point my camera and she's like, holy cow. I'm like, what? And she's like, there's a fairy in that tree.
Yeah, but let's reiterate. It's not Tinkerbell. It's not what you're thinking. It's not what I was thinking.
Not what I was thinking either.
No, because she's like, oh, they're tall. They're like 6 feet tall.
So this one was like 5'2"
In
and
the
it was
tree.
in the tree, like in the branches, like hiding in the tree from what she said.
I should have asked if it had wings. I didn't even ask.
No, it didn't.
No
None of them
wings.
had wings.
Okay.
So I think
There's that bird bone so light.
throughout the 2 nights, she saw 2 in the FaceTime, and then we'll get to the third one in a little bit because this was on the second night.
Yeah.
But yeah, she saw it in the tree, and she's like, "It's watching you guys, trying to figure out what the hell you're doing." If I remember correctly, I have the whole conversation on audio, but paraphrasing.
Yeah, we recorded that. And she did see like that elemental. She said it looked like a really tall tree. And yeah, I mean, I never really thought about elementals before.
Ghosty and I have run into a bunch of them.
Yeah. And that's what I think that maybe we could see those with the infrared.
Maybe.
Elementals.
So it was like a wood shaped, and maybe that's something I need to do some research on and find out what those are. I'm not very familiar with elementals, but I know of the elements.
We can do a whole episode on elementals.
I know that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, so she sees a fairy in a tree, and she's like, yeah, just watching you guys. We went to another tree
On the other end of the park. So
yeah,
southwest corner, if you go to the park, is where apparently like the biggest hotspot is. So naturally we went there. And as we're walking up the trail, Brandy again, she's like, what's that in that area? Can you point your camera this way? So I kind of point my camera in the direction she tells me. And she's like, there's another one in the tree there. And this one's about 6 feet tall.
yeah.
These 2 were both female from what she told us. And this one we actually kind of chatted with a little bit using Brandy as the go-between.
Right. Yeah,
Medium, if you will.
yeah. So Beaker was asking questions, and actually Ghosty was holding his drink up. He had a drink and said, you want some of my drink? And she said it was considering it.
It was like looking at it, kind of reaching for it, but didn't really want to take it.
Because she said if it took Ghosty's drink, it'd have to give something back. So like, apparently they're really into bargaining.
Yeah, they're into making deals. It's a give and take thing. So if it took something from you, she would have to give something to you.
The fairy.
In return. The fairy. They're all about deals.
And on the episode 200, she had mentioned that, you know, they'll do things like, okay, well, I'll help with your crops if you give me, you know, a child or something like that. But they were
I'm down for fairy favors.
Usually the favors work out in favor of the fairy.
right, or if they wouldn't do it. The house always
Very
wins.
smart, very tricksy. And this isn't all.
Go see the house.
From
always
what I
wins.
understand, it's not all fairies that are this way, but there's a good amount of them that they will trick you into doing things for them, and they'll get more from you than you get from them.
I'm going to stereotype them, say all fairies.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
All fairies were like that.
So, Beaker, you were saying we were trying to communicate with the fairy. You were asking questions, and Brandy could sometimes hear the response, and
I remember a couple things I asked where it's from. It told us Scotland. And I believe we asked how it got here. I guess a long time ago it had followed family from Scotland over here into the States and eventually into Utah. And now it's just hanging out at this park. I don't know why this park particularly. It wouldn't tell us that. She wouldn't tell us that. I do remember asking what it is that she wanted, and she said to teach. And I'm like, teach what? And she's like, people how to be.
Yeah.
And we were just kind of like, what the hell does that mean? And it went into a little bit more detail. It was kind of worried about the state of the world. And ultimately, the information it gave us is they wanted to teach children specifically how to take care of the earth, but not littering and throwing garbage on the ground and picking up other themselves when not. And I don't know about you, but I kind of got the feeling that wasn't exactly the truth. And I learned a little bit more about how sometimes fairies like to take children and replace them with changelings that make themselves look like the child that they're replacing and grow up with these families.
Oh, that's like that Angelina Jolie movie, Changeling, right?
Sort of. These are fairies that are disguising themselves to look like
Humans.
these people's children. So the people, these humans don't realize their baby's gone and that they're raising a fairy. Which most likely is an adult fairy, but it's like just shape-shifting as it grows.
Kids acting weird.
Right.
The fairy took your baby. What? I don't know if I believe that. That's hard.
There's a whole slew
I'm not
of
saying
videos.
it's wrong. It's just hard for me to grasp.
There's a whole slew of videos that she sent me from this dude from Scotland that talks about fairy folklore.
Interesting.
And most of what we know is wrong from what I understand. And this one I barely heard recently that apparently fairies aren't allowed to lie to you. And this guy straight up says, that is the best lie that fairies have ever convinced humans. That is true.
Who wrote those down?
And the interesting is there's a book that a friend of mine recommended that she really likes. So I've been listening. It's a fantasy book, and it's about fae and fairies and stuff like that. And they actually touch about that subject. That this person's basically like kidnapped by fairies, and she's living with them for a while and is totally believing everything they say because she was taught the same thing. Fairies aren't allowed to lie. And so it gets to the point where after being with these two fairies for a couple months, she asked them about it, and they're like, that's the greatest lie that we have told humans.
Interesting. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust them.
I wouldn't either.
So she lived with fairies for a couple years?
Months in the book.
Huh.
I mean, it's a fiction. It's not like, it's a.
I was thinking it was an autobiography.
It is 100% autobiography.
But as we were speaking, you were recording the whole time.
I did ask if there's anything else that they want to teach us.
Yeah.
And at the time, there was no response. And you can actually hear Brandy in the audio saying no response. And when I went back and listened to the audio, there was a response.
Uh-huh.
And I can play that now. It's going to play twice. It's going to be really quiet the first time. I'm going to do my best to not blow people's ears out. So headphone warning. The second part of the clip has been enhanced. The only thing I did is increase the audio. I didn't change anything in it at all. So I'll play that here right now.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to teach them?
No answer? Yes.
Is there anything else you want to teach them?
No answer?
It's very wispy. It's hard to make
very
out.
wispy. So I actually sent this off to Brandy, and she heard it in the recording. She didn't hear it when it happened. I asked her about that, and she says sometimes that happens. Sometimes, like, they'll be talking to her telepathically.
Yep.
And they'll talk to her that way, but then they'll actually say stuff that she's not hearing.
I wonder if it was like another spirit saying something, but she was tuned in to that.
It's possible. I don't know for sure. I just know if she didn't hear it, because you hear in the audio, she says no answer.
Yeah.
But to us, I mean, there's clearly something there.
I wonder if it's another spirit or another fairy or another.
It could be. I don't know for sure. There's only one way to find out, and I don't know if the spirits will be truthful with us or not. So
we just go back there and get our
play it for him and be like, "Who was this? Who did this?
Show yourself."
So from what she understands, because this spirit did say it was from Scotland, we are believing at this time it is possibly in Gaelic. And I looked it up, and Gaelic is a very wispy, kind of low.
Are you gay?
Yeah.
You are gay.
Okay.
Gaelic.
So I actually sent this off to someone that says they speak Gaelic. The only problem is actually a friend of ours, her husband knows Gaelic. And I talked to her when I was doing an investigation with her the other night. Her husband can't hear it at all.
Interesting.
And she told me that she thinks it might be the first EVP he's ever tried to listen to. He's very supportive of what she does, because she actually, this is the owner of Grim Ghost Tours. Obviously she believes in spirits and whatnot because she's running a paranormal business. Her husband is very supportive, but I don't think he's ever listened to an EVP before, from what she was saying.
Yeah.
And he can't hear it, even on the enhanced part. So
I think even if he did, it'd be hard to make out with that.
It is very quiet. It is very wispy. So I don't know that we'll ever know what it's saying, but I thought it was kind of a cool find.
It's a cool
It's
evidence.
kind of hard to hear like the syllables in that too. So
It's very hard. Part of the reason too is it was raining that night, and the cat balls, we did have some on the ground, and those did go off. One of the two went off.
was that the sprinklers? Maybe.
There
There was no sprinklers.
Okay.
This is when you got extremely angry at me for no apparent reason, and
yeah.
she started yelling at me, and I'm just like, holy cow. Because I could tell that the spirit was kind of not happy that the fairy was kind of not happy. Yeah. And I think it might have been projecting its anger onto you, because you were the closest, because the cat balls went off and you went over to debunk it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hey, did the fairy do this? And Brandy's like, yeah. So I was like, hey, Del, Ghosty, she said the fairy did it, and you just started freaking out on me. And I was like, oh, okay.
So we're investigators, are we? Fuck. Can investigate some shit.
Which is fine. I mean, we're supposed to debunk.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting that, I mean, it is possible. I need to take some cat balls and rain on them, and pee on them, and see if that sets them off, because it was
Sprinkling.
It was sprinkling. They were underneath the tree, and only one of the two went off.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that it wasn't like water drips weren't like hitting it.
So we'll have to recreate that as well to see if it's possible.
Yeah. Speaking of it raining, actually, we were out in the rain. We thought, okay, maybe we should go in the pavilion, the picnic area pavilion where all the picnic tables, because when you were on FaceTime with Brandy, and when she was like, hey, pan the camera around, and she's like, who's all under that pavilion? We're like, nobody. She's like, oh, there's a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
So we
She said there's probably like 30 or 40 people.
we're like, let's go over there. So we went over there to set up, and we had the cat balls. And if you're not sure, those are literally the cat toys where they hit a little ball around and lights up when they hit it. And so that's why we use it. You put it in the stationary place. It shouldn't light up at all if it's in a stationary place, unless somebody is, or something is trying to move it.
Yeah, I had someone ask me one time when they were trying to make fun of us and ghost hunters in general. Why do you guys call them cat balls? And I'm like, because it's literally, that's what they're called in the stores. Like, they are cat ball. They're toys for cats.
Toys for your pet cats. But yeah, we had that. We had our voice recorders going. We had the EVP
We thought we had our
Echo
voice
Vox.
recorders going.
Yes, yeah, we thought so, because we were asking some questions, and we were getting some very intelligent answers. However, the voice recorder had stopped.
So here's the thing. I'm going to recommend strongly against buying Dollar Tree batteries, because these things do not last very long. I've got brand new batteries that I pulled out of the box, put in my mel meter, and my mel meter straight up says no battery. Like brand new out of the package. I'm like, all right, I need to stop buying they're cheap for a reason.
Yeah, true.
So my audio recorder died, except for like the last 10 minutes
Yes.
of this investigation.
One interesting thing, because I did start recording some items, is one thing I'll say this, because I'll bring it up. As we were leaving, Ghosty was already at the car, and Beaker and I, you and I were just kind of getting our stuff together. As we walk, you hear, these are the metal picnic tables in a pavilion. These are metal, and you hear like a knock, like the metal knock
metallic
sound.
ding.
Yes.
And this was not the first time. We actually heard it when we first got to.
That's what I'm saying. As we were leaving, we heard that, and you said something. You had said, like, there it goes again. I'm like, what? And you said that sound. I'm like, oh, that wasn't you. I thought you had bumped the table. And you're like, no, that I heard it earlier. Well, what I'm saying is, as I was listening to it, I actually hear the first ding. Or
Oh, do you?
I do have the recording of the first ding. I mean, I didn't bring it because what the evidence is that is a ding.
Right.
But yeah, I did hear it. I had the recording of the first ding, and then I heard it with my bare ass ears as we were leaving as it was leaving. But let's get into the questions we were asking, though.
So one of the things that I really like that I've started doing because of investigating with you,
Yeah.
instead of the normal questions like everybody and their dog asks this, like,
What's your name? Did you know you're dead?
what do you want us here? Do you want us to leave? Like, don't ask those questions. We actually try to like interview somebody. We try to get to know them.
Exactly.
So
Because remember, these apparently are people who have passed on. They still think the same. They're the same person that they were when they were alive.
and what better conversation to have with these people than about what the marker said? They used to have a lot of pancake breakfast there, so we wanted to know about those.
What's your blood type?
That's exactly how we start every. What's your blood type? Okay, now we can tell if you're diabetic or not. Stay away from the sugar.
Check your markers.
No more gout. No, we started asking about the pancake breakfast. Do you like
Yeah.
the pancake breakfast?
So like you mentioned earlier, there were some markers and some placards that were stating, the park was hosted by the
Lions Club.
Lions Club, yes, and they would host pancake breakfast to kind of support their club, and they also made brooms.
Oh, yeah.
We read that as well. They made and sold brooms. I thought that was pretty interesting. It was very detailed, the markers. I thought that was cool. But from the money they made from the pancake breakfast and selling brooms, they donated the pavilion. It's a beautiful pavilion.
Oh, it's
huge.
really nice. This thing
It's
was built in the
huge.
70s.
It's large, like it can amplify sound if you were making announcements. It's really cool looking.
You could easily fit like 100 people under this thing.
Yeah. Oh, easily. Anyway, you asked questions about. As you mentioned that.
There were questions like, did you prefer pancakes or waffles?
Yeah.
Did you?
But it answered though. It answered pancakes.
Pancakes. Then we started asking like breakfast meats that would go along with it, bacon or sausage or ham. And I believe when I said ham steaks, like we got a very enthusiastic like yes came through the Echo Vox. We were asked if they like. I think you asked if they like jam or syrup.
We have both answers.
Yeah.
A female voice came through and said jam, and a male's voice came through and said syrup. So, and these were coming through the Echo Vox app, and that's, it would be a huge coincidence if it just happens to say these sounds. I don't know if these, remember the Echo Vox that we talked about before is a chopped up version of Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. And I don't remember it mentioning jam or syrup or pancakes
Or sausage or
ham.
stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah. So intelligent responses were obviously we also got 0 responses to some questions or things we couldn't make out, but we also would get some intelligent responses. Like I would consider jam and syrup a pretty intelligent response to the question of what do you like on your pancakes?
Right.
Or do you like pancakes or waffles, and pancakes is the answer.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that stuff being talked about in the Raven.
Yeah. You did ask a question about the Lions Club, the legitimacy maybe.
Yeah, I asked if the Lions Club was like a cult or if they did anything sketchy. And it seemed like it was kind of hesitant to answer, but one of them's like, no.
Yeah.
Still thinking about all the times they have human sacrifices.
Right. At the pavilion.
The pancake breakfast is
That serving
Marriage.
table. The serving table is right up like
there was a
3 times.
sacrificial altar.
What were some other questions? I'm trying to think of some other questions.
You asked them if they knew what time it was, like when they went to bed.
Oh yeah, they said. Oh yeah, I said, what time do you go to bed usually? It said 10. And I said, do you know what time it is now? And it said late. And actually, Beaker, you were gone. I don't remember what you did, but you were coming back.
I went to the bathroom.
You went to the bathroom. I repeated. I said, I asked it what time it was, and then again it said late. Again, it responded again. I'm like, there you go. Yes, it's late.
But the best part was the very end of the night when, of course, you've got to ask random ass spirits who's more attractive.
Yeah.
No, actually, I don't even think we asked that. We just
said
we said we're like, is there anything else you want to tell us? And it came through and I was like, you're hot. And I was like, okay, well, who? I'm Tim. I kept getting your names backwards for some reason. You finally had to correct it and like, no, this is who we are. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, I'm Tim. This is DVO. This is Ghosty. who do you think is hot? And it came through very clear, Tim. And I'm like, okay, cool. Good enough for me. Let's go.
Yeah. You're like, that's it.
Validation. I'm out.
Sign out on plus. Yeah. So that was the first night. It was a very eventful night. We did not encounter fairies flying around the woods. We did not encounter gnomes. Like some people said, like they feel like they turn around, they would see like a little person following them in the park or above the hill on the road. And so nothing like that, but definitely a lot of intelligent spirits reacting. And I thought that was really cool that first night. I really liked the first night.
First night was fun. Yeah.
Hence why we went back a second night.
And guess what? The second night was also not disappointing.
No, it was very interesting. As soon as we got there, I don't remember which one of you two said you think you saw a shadow person by a different pavilion.
That was probably him.
Yeah, it's me.
You saw like a shadow of a person.
Yeah, I was like I saw a shadow person. Yeah,
That's pretty cool. Like leaning against a tree. Is that, I believe, what you said?
I can't remember if it was the tree or the pavilion.
I think it was leaning against the small tree, if I remember correctly. We went to the small pavilion.
Yes.
Yes, we went to a small
you said
pavilion.
you saw
a few tables.
You said you saw something leaning up against the tree next.
Okay. Yep.
So we went over to this smaller pavilion just to set up there and check it out. And as we were sitting there, one of the first things I started noticing is there is a light in the distance, and I can't tell if it's a light from a mountain or a light from I don't know. I couldn't tell if it was someone's house on the mountain or someone's car. I couldn't tell, and I was like, "What is that light?" And then you, Beaker, you had the Ovilus on.
It was the Ovilus, and I also had like the Ghost Box or Ghost Tube app on my phone.
And what those do is apparently spirits can maybe talk through it and words will come up.
What was interesting is the light had dimmed for a little bit.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden the app on my phone said bright light.
And I looked up and I was like, oh, it is significantly brighter right now, that light. And then it went off again. It came on and there was, I don't know if your back was towards, I don't know if you were paying attention.
My back was towards it. No, I saw it was.
But Ghosty, I remember it duplicated. All of a sudden there was two lights out in the distance. And you're like, yeah, what is that? You started walking closer. And as you started walking away, the Ovilus or one of the devices said, come back. I was like, oh, I want you to come back. So, that was pretty interesting. That was pretty interesting that they're noticing what we're noticing.
You guys ran away. I had to listen to the audio of you guys running away because the sprinklers turned on you.
Oh yeah.
I had to excuse myself again and left my audio recording. I wanted to see if you talk shit on me. You didn't. Congratulations.
You just heard Dale's bodily noises.
I just heard, yeah. Well,
or Ghosty's bodily noises.
I heard the heavy breathing and I'm like, God, I'm not that fat. And I'm like, oh wait, it wasn't me.
But yeah, that was pretty interesting. Experiencing that. We did kind of walk over to where we were communicating with that fairy the first night. Ghosty went to the restroom, but me and Beaker just sat at the bench, and I wanted my eyes to adjust.
Before the bench, we walked back up to where the guy with the dogs were.
Yeah.
And as we were walking up there, if you remember, there was one spot where I stopped. You guys kept walking, and you turned around and noticed I wasn't with you, and you came back, and you're like, hey, is there a reason why you stopped here? Because I'm just like holding my audio recorder out towards the fence, and I'm like, there's something here, and I think it just wants us to acknowledge the fact that it's here.
Interesting.
But I remember it sounded like running water coming down the side of the hill, and my bright ass flashlight, we're looking at it, and there's no water at all. And I remember as we started walking up the trail again to go to the spot that you were being drawn to, Ghosty, it sounded like leaves rustling and water like following behind us. And every time I stopped and turned around to look at it, the sound was again behind me. So no matter what direction I was facing, the water was always behind. The water noises were always behind me. And I know you heard it too.
Yeah.
I did not, by the way, this first time.
Because like when we got to the spot where you were feeling the energy
from the first night,
when we got there the second night, I could hear all over up in there. It sounded like the leaves.
Snails. I thought it was snails.
And it's possible. But as we were walking, it was always just behind us, never in front of us. When we stopped at your spot, it was all around us.
And then I got close to it because there were snails everywhere.
I smashed one. Sorry, snail.
And I got closer and I could see the leaves kind of getting moved up and stuff from underneath. So, snails, man.
Could have been snails. But the sound that I got while we were walking, I think is after we kind of investigated that little spot a little bit. As we were walking back, there was a part where none of us were saying anything. We're just walking. And then all of a sudden, I heard this. Okay, and the reason why I had that audio so long there is just to kind of show that we weren't talking beforehand,
Right.
and we didn't respond to that. So none of us heard that.
And
When I
it
was
sounded
listening,
like it was right into the microphone.
yes,
Because when you hear us talking, we're kind of standing away. You can tell that we're not near it.
yeah. So when I was going through listening to the audio, I heard that. I was like, what the hell is this? And I even listened. Like, it's probably, this whole clip here was 15 seconds. After this ended, it was probably still another good 30 seconds before any of us started talking.
I mean, it
Yeah, 'cause
sounds,
we're,
it sounds like
we are being quiet because we're trying to listen for things. We are being quiet. We're just looking around and keeping our ears open. But we didn't hear that though.
Nope.
No. And I'm wondering, because I mean, it did sound like a person making a hiss, but I wonder if maybe something of yours kind of could have hit the microphone.
Does it sound less sad?
I don't know. Maybe like a piece of.
So here's the thing: is I had my audio recorder on the tripod
Uh,
and I was holding it.
okay, so
And I had a
crushed it.
EVP in the other, and my EMF meter in the other hand. My
Okay.
backpack's on my back. There's literally, we're walking on a path. There's no trees or anything that I'm ducking.
Sidewalk. Yeah.
So
So there's nothing that could have touched the microphone.
no.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Play it one more time. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Here we go.
And we didn't hear it. It almost sounds like they walk right up to it. You hear like a little rustle before.
Yeah.
It's almost like they walk right up to it and hiss at us and then walk away.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
So my theory is this thing that I thought was following us, and later in the night after we sat on the bench again. Yeah, I mean, you kind of felt the same thing, like
Yeah,
it was
I'll
following
mention
behind
that.
us. I think that's what it was. I think it was that entity that was drawing my attention that I stopped and was staring at. I took a couple pictures and actually showed Brandy. This was fairy number 3. This was a male about 5 or 6 feet tall.
Interesting.
And so I think it might have been him. I'm not 100%
Just standing
sure.
there. So we went back to that bench where we were where Beaker was trying to talk to that fairy from the first night. We went back and we just sat there, and Ghosty went to the restroom, and we just kind of sat there. I was wanting my eyes to adjust because apparently that's where they see some of the creatures. I wanted my eyes to adjust in the dark and just kind of look and just be quiet and listen and keep an eye out. It started raining. Or it was really, I don't remember that second.
It was wet because of the sprinklers.
Oh yeah, sprinklers were coming on. So we're like, let's go back. Let's go back to the pavilion. And as we were going, then I started hearing something in the bushes or there was a fence, by the way, before it goes uphill. Like I said, the park sits a little low, and I can hear then something it sounded like water, but alongside of us. And it was always, yeah, like you said, it was always right behind us. As we all know, snails are not fast, and we're walking 5 yards, and I can hear something just following. It sounds like it's following by us, but it sounds like water going through the leaves. It was very odd.
Well, and the thing is, like I said, if we turned around to face the sound was now, again, still behind us. No matter what direction we're facing.
And it was
behind us.
And it stopped. When we stopped, it stopped. And we start walking again, and then it starts making that noise again, like the rustling.
Snails can feel your footsteps.
So
They don't move that fast. So
I do have
Million
some
snails.
snail. Yeah, those Turbo. I've seen the movie. One snail moves that fast.
yeah.
So there was a couple possible responses on the Echo Vox when we were trying to talk to that fairy.
Okay.
And some of it, like, we kind of heard, and I'll play a couple of them here. This first one is like, I cut this part out, but at the end of it, like, you actually hear you say, "Did you hear some voices?" So I'll play that real quick.
Your voices?
I didn't cut out that part where you said your voices. This is literally like right before you say that.
Can you turn the volume up a little bit more?
Yes.
Thank you.
Your voices?
It's very low. I can barely hear it, but I could hear it because I was
There.
So the thing
live
is like,
recording.
yeah, you were live recording. The thing is like when I go back and listen to it on my like good headphones, it sounds like there's some voices and then like an owl hooting because we did hear owls throughout the whole night. So I'm not 100% sure on this. It could have been voices, could have been just the owl. I'm not 100% sure. Like it's not doing it justice here. I'll upload the actual file into the episode, but so what you'll be hearing will be the actual file, not just me holding the speaker to the microphone. But yeah, we both kind of heard something. This one, I thought I heard an intelligent response. I'll play it for you guys. You can tell me what you think it says, if anything, and then I'll tell you what I heard. And it's going to be the last 3 syllables towards the end of the thing.
So the Echo Vox is playing, and it's kind of chopped up some sounds. So you do hear little things coming in and out slightly.
So those last 3 at the very end there.
Yeah, I can't make it out. But
Do you hear anything?
Let's replay it again.
Last time.
here we come.
When we come.
Okay, so we're both hearing the last 2 words, or both, all 3 of us. You come. We're all hearing that. So what I thought it said was, will you come?
Interesting. Okay.
So the next one, again, this is going to be towards the very end of it. And I'll play it. And three words here is what I thought I heard.
Okay.
So we'll see what you guys hear. And the very last 3 syllables towards the very end.
I can't make that one out.
That's maybe sick at the end.
So this one, you're not making anything out. You're hearing sick. What I heard when I was listening to this was say your name. So now that I've said that, if I ever play it again, that's probably what you would hear. But that's what I thought I heard. This one, I thought I actually heard this in the uncut audio. I actually say what I thought I heard here. So I'll play this next one. This one's very short.
Good, that's Tim.
Okay, I hear that now that you mentioned that. I originally thought it said Death Tim.
Oh, I remember you saying that earlier. Yes.
Yeah. So
Or that night.
now I hear that with the Ghosty just said. Yeah,
I can hear you think it says death too.
yeah, I hear it more now that Ghosty mentioned that. It's like, good, that's Tim.
Yeah. You feel better now?
I feel better now. I thought they were wanting to kill me. This one is another one I'll play real quick. And I don't know if you'll be able to make this one out either, but we'll see.
That's Tim. Is that Tim?
Then I hear another voice go, right.
That Tim.
Or that's him. That's him or that's Tim.
One more time.
Or that's him. Ready?
So
That's him, right?
that's him. I hear friend. And that's what I heard when I cut that part of the audio off
Yeah.
because I wanted to just play the Echo Box part. But you and I both heard that.
Yeah.
And then I heard the last word. To me, it sounded like friend, but it could be right. I don't know.
Yeah.
but we're all hearing that's him or that's Tim, one of the two. This one I think is probably the clearest response I've ever gotten in an Echo Box. Because we keep hearing what we think is it saying my name, Tim, right?
Or
So-
referring to you, yeah.
So I said, well, I want you to say a name that's not so generic that could possibly come up quite a bit. So I go, I'm Beaker. This is DVO. Can you say one of our names? And this is what we got.
That's definitely my name. No, that's good. I mean, Beaker, that's pretty. I mean, that's probably taking a lot of energy for them to do that. That's very cool of the spirits to try to respond.
And then
Play one more time, though. Play one more time.
Play that one more
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's pretty clear. This is Beaker.
I mean, it could either be speaker or beak.
This is true, but again, not common words that would probably pop up on the Echo Box.
No.
Yeah. Either way, it's an intelligent response. A good one.
I think I was trying to talk to more about that fairy and what it was doing, and I get to the point where I was like, I asked if it was trying to swap babies and put changelings in its place, and it said no. And then I asked another question that you will hear right now. So people say they see fairies and gnomes here. Are there any other creatures like elves or anything like that? Nope.
All right.
That's what I heard.
Yep.
Is there any other creatures? Nope.
Yeah, because I was there with you.
Do we want to play that one again or go to the next one?
You can play it again, yeah.
Okay.
Give people a chance.
So people say they see fairies and gnomes here. Are there any other creatures like elves or anything like that?
Nope.
Yeah, and then we got one last one in our Echo Box section before we moved on. And this is literally right after the nope. There you go, find your brother. Yes.
Yeah.
Bye.
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 Yeah, we're gonna go look for. Ghosty had to come back from the restroom. Like, what happened to him? So that's what
I was
gonna look
asking
for.
the Echo Box questions. Hey, we had a third person with us. Are they okay?
Yeah,
Do you know where they're at? Are they okay?
but yeah, play that last one more time.
There you go, find your brother.
Yes. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
And because we were getting our stuff ready to get up, so just
I think I just heard a third word in there that I wasn't hearing before. I'm gonna play it one more time.
okay.
There you go, find your brother.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I did hear that. I'm not sure what it's saying. I mean, it to me sounds like my wife's name, but I don't think it's
That's what I thought I heard too.
My
Your
wife's name. Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna say her name, but
Yeah.
that's what I thought I heard. That's
Oh,
just as we were playing that right
Yeah.
now. I'm like, I thought I heard another name,
Oh,
another
interesting.
word. So, and that's
Interesting.
what I was thinking was your wife's name. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I heard that earlier, but I couldn't make it out. I'm like, that's not saying my wife's name. Which I don't think it is, but
It could have been their own name with a D, not a T.
yeah, maybe.
Could be.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I don't know.
So that was we were like, okay, bye.
Yeah, yeah.
We moved on to the pavilion. And we weren't there very long because that's when the
The fuzz came.
fuzz.
They get on their PA and they're like, time to go. The park is closed.
No, he was mad.
No, he was mad, yeah.
It's like, park is closed. You need to leave now.
As we were standing up and putting our stuff together. The park closed at 11. It was like 11:10.
11:15.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. The library's kicking us out. The police are kicking us out.
We just like to overstay our welcome, apparently.
We do. We like to push it.
Real good. Boom, 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 boom.
But yeah, that is a cool park.
I definitely will be going back. I feel this weird draw to there, and it's probably not a good thing, but I'm going to be going back
Yeah.
because I feel like there's so much more to learn from this
Well,
place.
you know, and when the park closes, we can go up on top of the hill on the road and just walk on the sidewalk because that's where people are also experiencing things if the park is closed.
and we can sneak back in.
What?
There's this building that's right
We would never do that.
and a buddy of ours would go. He worked there. It was like a youth detention center. He said that place is crazy haunted.
Is it still in business?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's right there off of that main road, that exit,
Yeah.
and you can kind of see it. There's like this tall building, looks old as shit, It looks haunted. Like looking at it, it looks
Is it by
haunted.
the vortex?
It probably is in the vortex.
Interesting.
Here's the thing: is I know that the park closes at 11. This dude, if he still does his fairy walks, does those at midnight.
Yes.
So he's definitely going in.
But he probably had something worked out with the city.
It's very possible. We reached out to see if we can get him to come on, join us on the show, and there was no response.
Mr. Fairy Bottom. I think that's what we need.
Douglas Fairy Bottom. His name's changed again from David to Douglas. Mr. Douglas Fairy Bottom.
Yeah, but the Provo Vortex, pretty cool little area. I mean, we got a lot of evidence. So we got a lot of interaction, and we got a lot of response.
You know, I was reading through some of the notes that I made via ChatGPT, and some of the common reported phenomena were the unexplained lights in the sky, and the sudden anxiety and mood shifts.
Like
Feeling
Ghosty had.
watched or being followed.
Yeah.
We experienced almost every damn thing on this list.
Right. Yeah, people on the other side of the fence following us on the sidewalk,
Or that
the
could have been
lights.
the gnomes. That could have been the gnomes.
I think the missing time is about the only thing we didn't experience.
Right, we did not experience that. I mean, time flew. I mean, the cops were coming in and telling us to get out, so time definitely flew by, but not a loss of time. Time flies when you're having fun, gentlemen.
Yes.
Oh, should we call that an episode of Lions Park or anything else?
That's all I got.
Look, if you've been to Lions Park and you've got stories you want to share with us, either just with us or if you want us to read them on the air, please make sure to mention that in the subject line or in the email somewhere. But you can email us your experiences at evp.pod@gmail.com. You can also hit us up on Facebook and Instagram, evp.pod. And if you need ghost hunting gear and you don't have any, you should check out our affiliate link to ghostop.com and buy ghost hunting gear. That's where we get all of our fun stuff.
All right.
And remember, if you have any stories about infrared or this Lions Park or the Provo Vortex, comment. Also, you can also email or comment in the comments here of YouTube.
And if you have infrared camera,
The old kind.
the old kind,
Yes.
The red kind.
let's take it to Lions Park.
Okay.
Go, so don't play that.
Peace out, butterflies.
Goodbye.